still have a breath of a chance if they don't win tonight, but frankly, they really need to win.
They do, especially because the results came in from Westmont, and Dominican was able to upset Westmont, which hurts Vanguard's postseason chances, as it does Biola. So both teams were really rooting for the Warriors to pull that one off. But as it stands, you got to deal with the cards that you're dealt, right? And so each team now has to value this game even more than before, as in the first half you had the bench production being non-existent once again for Biola. 0 points, just like in the first matchup. And so the problem is this time Vanguard has only had 2 bench points. So they haven't really been able to separate in that regard.
Spins inside, finds Coley, who's left alone, and makes him pay.
TC goes by many nicknames. A big LeBron fan, so that one you get La Splash from downtown.
It's Hallen, down low to his older brother. Bumps inside on Brown. There's a...
Well, first half, I guess he got a little greedy right there because he went to the baseline, angled reverse layup. In the first half, it worked out, so he said, you know what, I'm feeling good about myself. Goes through there and gets stuffed. Fortunately, he was able to get bailed out.
And Parrish Tillman can't convert on his reverse layup attempt.
Both those guys got to retire that one for now.
Hallen straight to business, and he is headed to the free throw line.
What Eric does so well, that's an underrated part of his game, is he lets you decide how you want to guard him. You want to go under? Fine, I'll shoot. You want to fight over ball screens? Fine, I'll put you in jail. You want to sag off me and be in this retreat mode in the open floor? Guess what? I'm going to either stop and float, and if you take one last jab at me with your hand down, I'm just going to hook it, and I'm going to go get to my free throw. So he really does play so well at reading the defense. He's not reacting, he's more so reading, which I know some teams are like, oh no, you can't really like sit back and let them dictate to you. He's dictating to them way too many times. He was thinking he wanted to do La Dunk on that one. He was reading a breakaway slam all the way.
Oh my gosh.
I'm telling you, he is probably the biggest LeBron fan you will ever meet. Like, this is not an exaggeration. His nickname, as I talked about many nicknames, La Cupcake is another one. That's how far it's gone.
I gotta say, the La nicknames are one of my favorite things.
Really?
I think they're so funny. La 3, La No. That's Gaylor who's gonna pick it up there as the Eagles come the other way.
Good tag by Bryson Metz in transition. Make sure Tyus Parrish Tillman did not get a free run.
Side on Coley, got the bounce.
Tough contested too, though. I mean, you got to live with that one a little bit. I thought TC could have took a little bit more of a stand, but that's nitpicking right there. I mean, he chested up pretty well early on.
And Hallen denies. TC all alone. Look out! He's not seen too many free throws. You do not want that number to crank up here as Hallen gets Gaylor off his feet.
Right read right there was an isolation play. Brown did well to guard the initial action, but Eric Hallen says, let me find my brother part 2 in this half.
Excuse me, 57% so far in this second half, 40% from downtown. Can they add to the tally? Not quite.
Right play call, but I thought it was the wrong guy. Get TC in that horns action.
And there's the Argentine. It's Hallen.
I mean, this is a polar opposite game from that first time around in terms of the physicality on the interior. Biola imposed their will on these Vanguard bigs.
Coley from the elbow.
Really good pace right there. Pop Cisse doing another terrific job working out of the trail right there. Going back to some actions that we haven't seen a lot of this year. You hear the bench trying to give him some words of re-encouragement here because, I mean, he has been struggling so far tonight, and it's a credit to the Vanguard bigs, but to hold a guy like Parrish Tillman to 1 for 12 from the field is impressive.
Tapered off to Coley. Spins inside. And he is having a night. That ties a season high.
And that's why that horn set earlier that they drove for K Reigns, I thought they should have given it to TC because it is feeling like he's having one of those nights offensively. Get him another look.
Mentioned in the first half, fouled out against these Eagles the first time they met. And now he's in danger of fouling out again. 4 fouls in his 20 minutes.
I just don't understand why you wouldn't hold off until the under 8 media to put a guy like him back in the game. What do you have to gain in having Boogie in there for 20 seconds? Obviously, you don't know when the next dead ball's coming, but you know that on your next dead ball, you're coming back to the bench. Why not have him in your back pocket to come out so that, because he's a spark plug. He starts a run. What does a media timeout do? It stops a run. So if you put Boogie in to start a run, and you go back to the media timeout, the run's over anyway. So again, I don't understand putting Boogie in that situation to risk a 4th foul. Garrison Sherman on the floor, obviously he's a very solid defender, but I would go to something here to Sammy Hallen, because it's starting to feel like the Point Loma game again, where you had success with your big early, but then you want to go to the fancy stuff, the things that look cool in all the highlight reels that your guards do. Sometimes just good old-fashioned bully ball is good enough.
Carson, heavy pass to Hallen. Carson for three, short. Richardson rips down the rebound.
The fact that Sammy Hallen didn't get a single touch on that possession is losing basketball. Forgive me for my bluntness, but that it really is. He needs a touch when Tyus Parrish-Tillman, one of the best shot blockers in the nation, is off the floor.
And Biola racking him up, going the other way. Not quite, but they have a chance to do so at the free throw line.
Exactly. Now your bonus, and you had a chance to put your foot down on these guys when you went up that 12 points right there with that big run, the Tony Colley run out and dunk, and then you started to kind of feel yourself a little bit. You started thinking everything's going to be fancy from here on out. Everything's going to be cool. Biola is fighting for their postseason lives. They're not going down without a fight.
It's the first of the 1-and-1. You know what this feels like, JJ? It feels sort of the equivalent of when Dominican came here. They led the entire game. Vanguard just stuck around. Just knew what they had to do. And then they hit some big shots. And they, well, on paper stole one, but they were never really out of it. That's been kind of the case with Biola. They've not been out of this by any stretch of the imagination. Parrish-Tillman is checked back on. He contests Sammy Hallen, but cannot stop the big man down low.
Is it rocket science, or is this just basketball? Get the ball to your big man who's been having success all night long.
That snips a 6-0 Biola run as it's an offensive foul. Bad goes to worse for Parrish-Tillman.
Sammy Hallen taking an on-ball charge. Did not have that on my bingo card for this season. Sammy Hallen is locked in tonight.
And so far, inside 30 minutes, he has sandwiched his big man counterpart in his side pocket. Mets.
That's the wrong. Why? Like, I feel like I'm going insane. I'm not yelling at you. I just want you to know that. Love you, Jared. But my frustration is just exuding because I don't understand. Sammy just scored on the interior. Go back to him. Don't get bored with success is my favorite saying. And I feel like that I'm going insane right now, not getting Sammy Hallen the ball on the block.
As Coley lets fly. And can't cash that one in. Sammy Hallen. He wants that reverse to fall. Gets an old board.
Well, the good news for Biola is they're sending Sammy Hallen to the free throw line. The bad news is he's having his way down low. But the other side of that, the good news is Vanguard apparently doesn't realize that he's having his way down low because they don't want to give him the ball.
Lines are heavy. Who has the focus? Mets does.
I'm not sure Biola wants to say they're going to live with a mid-range pull-up from Bison Mets anymore. They said that earlier in the contest, but that is his bread and butter, is that midi pull.
Got to take care of the rock.
Have to.
And what else do they have to do, J.J. Johnson?
They need to get a quality look, obviously, on this possession. So far, it hasn't been through Sammy Hallen, so I guess I'll just put that narrative to bed for right now. I assume it's going to be through Eric Hallen because he's obviously the #1 scorer in this conference for a reason. We trust his decision from there. Hopefully they have something where it's not just a one-on-one action and you actually have some weak side movement to give them that outlet in case they all clamp down. But you never know what Coach Soliday and company are going to draw up.
And probably the funniest thing about tonight is that the bench points just didn't come into effect. I mean, it was not like I wanted that to be the main talking point, but I thought it would be a keen point of interest. And
it was 32-0 the first time. Of course you have to look at that on paper and wonder what could have been for Vanguard in the first matchup. But now tonight, you're like, okay, that played absolutely no factor whatsoever, so we can do our prep work all we want for this game, but the guys on the floor still have to play for the full 40 and see where the box score takes you.
And John Reed says, you don't need the replay monitor.
It's an extra 5 tenths that could help. I don't understand why they wouldn't go to the monitor. I mean, that's what it's here for, right? That's what they keep yelling at me for. Make sure that the clock's in frame.
Let him enjoy his retirement.
Definitely a congratulations are in order for him. A heck of an officiating career for John Reed. I came in without replay. I'm going out without replay.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I don't want to say it. It crossed my mind.
He's one of the good guys. We said one of the keys was bring your hard hat and lunch pail. They did that tonight.
And this is it.
This guy is the GOAT. Just so you guys all know, this is probably our last game together, unless something happens where they give us a PacWest game. Shout out Tim Heidick at Point Loma. Go ahead and send us down. We know the Point Loma fans love us. They told us as much, so go ahead and send us down. Russ Blunt, PacWest, come on now, send us down there. But I just got to say that this guy's the GOAT. This was our 75th game together.
Oh, my goodness.
Believe it or not, over the last 4 or 5 years. And I was going to say, this guy's amazing. It's been a pleasure to call games with you. And I hope we get to do something in the future. But the last one here is bittersweet, Jared. And you are the freaking GOAT, man. And
right back at you. You make my job easy, fun, and I mean, my job is always fun, folks, but it's just been so many great memories, so many we've seen,
oh my gosh,
we've seen everything, folks, from crazy injuries to buzzer beaters to overtime, double overtime. We've seen triple overtime. And the journey for now ends here, as the Lions will take the sweep over the Biola Eagles on their senior night. They'll continue action next week for the final 3 games of the regular season, with both teams trying to field out and show out in March for the PacWest tournament. That'll do it here. On behalf of myself, Jared Roan, and JJ Johnson, and the entirety of the Vanguard Athletics crew, we thank you so much for taking the season to be with us. We hope that you enjoyed, and we will see you when we see you on the PacWest Network. Farewell and good night.